There exists a book, ancient and shrouded in mystery, that promises to change everything you think you know about the world, the mind, and your very existence. Its teachings have been passed down through generations, whispered in secret among Taoist sages, and now it comes to you, holding within its pages the keys to completely transform your reality. What is the name of this mysterious book, and what ancient secrets are written in it? The Secret of the Golden Flower. This is the Secret of the Golden Flower. The name itself evokes an image of something rare and precious, hidden yet powerful. The golden flower is not a flower in the literal sense, but a metaphor for something much deeper, an internal process that leads to enlightenment, to the blooming of true understanding. This Taoist text, although not widely known in the West, contains wisdom that could unlock the doors of perception and reveal a reality beyond the ordinary. The golden flower symbolizes the radiant light of consciousness that can bloom within you when you turn your gaze inward and align yourself with the Tao, the way of the universe. In Taoism, there is a belief that everything in the universe is interconnected and that the macrocosm of the cosmos reflects the microcosm of the individual. This principle is central to the teachings of the golden flower. It offers techniques for harnessing the energies within you, aligning them with the universal forces, and ultimately achieving a state of balance and enlightenment. Those ancient techniques are what we'll be delving into today. To begin this exploration, know that the text invites you to journey inward, to explore the vast and often uncharted territories of your consciousness. It teaches that the real alchemy is not in turning base metals into gold, but in transforming the mind. We'll explain more about Eastern alchemy later, but what we're trying to say is that this introspective process can lead you to reach some uncomfortable realizations about yourself. This journey isn't just about uncovering the light within. It also involves confronting the shadows that have been hiding in the recesses of your mind. That's because the Taoist sages believed that true power comes not from external accomplishments, but from mastering the self. They taught that by harmonizing with the natural rhythms of the universe, one could achieve a state of inner peace and wisdom. This harmony is at the heart of the Secret of the Golden Flower. It's a text that doesn't merely instruct, it guides, gently urging you to let go of the distractions of the outer world and focus on the cultivation of your inner being. So let's begin with the basics, turning the light. One of the core practices described in the text is the turning of the light, or huiguang in Chinese. This involves focusing the mind inward, redirecting the flow of energy that is usually dissipated through the senses, and cultivating a state of deep meditative concentration. It's essential to learn how to do this because, in our everyday lives, our attention is constantly drawn outward. We are absorbed in the activities, distractions, and demands of the world around us. Our senses pull us in multiple directions, and our thoughts are often scattered, jumping from one thing to another. We rarely take the time to look within, to explore the vast inner world that exists beyond the surface of our conscious mind. Huiguang invites us to do just that, to reverse the direction of our focus and turn the light of our consciousness inward. By turning the light around, the practitioner learns to illuminate the inner world, revealing the truths hidden within the subconscious mind. The journey inward can be daunting, as it requires confronting the shadows that reside within the psyche. This is precisely what we were referring to when we spoke of uncomfortable realizations. Yet the teachings of the Secret of the Golden Flower provide a roadmap for navigating these inner landscapes, offering guidance on how to overcome obstacles and achieve spiritual awakening. So, what are the steps for turning the light? Let's go through each of them one by one. Listen closely. The first step in this process is meditative stillness. The text emphasizes the importance of sitting quietly and calming the mind. In this state of stillness, you create the space needed to turn your focus inward. This stillness allows you to see your thoughts, feelings, and impulses more clearly without being swept away by them. It's about creating a gap between your awareness and the constant stream of mental activity. As you deepen this practice, the text advises on centering your mind and breath. This involves bringing your awareness to your breathing, letting it guide you into a more centered and balanced state of being. By focusing on the breath, you anchor yourself in the present moment, which helps you stay grounded as you explore deeper layers of your consciousness. This is where the process of turning the light around truly begins to take effect, as you start to experience the subtle energies within you. The text describes this journey as moving from the fire, active, outward energy, to the water, passive, inward energy. This metaphor illustrates the shift from an externally focused life driven by desires and distractions to an inwardly focused existence where one is aligned with the natural flow of the universe. This is the essence of returning to the source, a return to the pure, undifferentiated state of being that exists beyond the constructs of time, space, and the physical self. Another crucial step is observing without attachment. The secret of the golden flower teaches that as you encounter various thoughts, emotions, and memories, it's essential to observe them without getting attached or identifying with them. This means acknowledging whatever comes up without trying to hold on to it or push it away. Through this detachment, you gain insight into the nature of your mind and begin to dissolve the barriers that keep you from experiencing your true self. The final step in this roadmap is nurturing the inner light. As you practice turning the light around and observing your inner world without attachment, you start to cultivate a sense of inner light or spiritual clarity. This light represents your awakened consciousness, and as it grows stronger, it guides you through the shadows, illuminating the path to spiritual awakening. This practice is not just a metaphorical exercise, it is a deliberate and disciplined approach to meditation and self-cultivation. When we engage in huiguang, we allow our attention to settle within. Instead of letting our thoughts wander outward, we bring them back to the center of our being, to the source of our awareness. This inward focus helps us to calm the mind, still the senses, and connect with the deeper layers of our consciousness. The practice of huiguang is not something that can be mastered overnight. It requires patience, dedication, and a willingness to explore the depths of our own consciousness. But for those who are committed to the path, the rewards are immense. Reversing the light opens the door to a new way of being, a way that is deeply connected to the source of all life and aligned with the natural rhythms of the universe. It is a practice that has the power to transform our lives, our consciousness, and our understanding of reality. After delving deeper into the secret of the golden flower, you'll eventually encounter passages that reveal the true nature of our essence, a profound secret that has eluded even the most enlightened mystics. Remarkably, this ancient text had uncovered this knowledge long before modern spiritual seekers. So, what does it say about our true nature? The true nature of our essence. It explains how our original essence is not something we need to seek outside of ourselves. It is already within us, waiting to be discovered and awakened. When we reverse the light and turn our awareness inward, what we find is a source of light, wisdom, and peace that is far beyond anything the external world can offer. The external world, with all its temptations and distractions, is but a reflection of our internal state. The dissatisfaction we feel, the yearning for something more, is a signal that we are looking in the wrong direction. Instead of seeking fulfillment in the external world, we must turn our gaze inward to the source of all experience, the mind and spirit. Now it is time to keep reading, because there are more important concepts to be learned from the text. One of these is the concept of the one opening of the celestial heart. The one opening of the celestial heart. This is a metaphor more than anything, a state of mind that can only be accessed and maintained through a profound inner stillness and sincerity, aligning with the principle that form is emptiness and emptiness is form. What does this phrase mean? Form is emptiness and emptiness is form. points to the paradoxical nature of reality as understood in both Taoism and Buddhism. It highlights how the material and immaterial are linked. They are different aspects of the same truth. This understanding is crucial as it teaches that the ultimate goal, the Golden Elixir or spiritual enlightenment, cannot be achieved by force or mere intellectual understanding. Instead, it requires a deep, sincere connection to one's true nature and the subtle inner processes that align with the Tao. The notion that the one opening remains forever open once it is accessed suggests that this state of spiritual awakening is permanent. It is not something that can be lost once achieved, as it represents a fundamental transformation of being. The practice of maintaining sincerity, kuncheng, is central to this process. Sincerity here refers to a pure, unwavering commitment to the truth of one's nature and the discipline to maintain this connection without distraction or deception. Sincerity ensures that the spiritual work being undertaken is authentic and that the practitioner is truly engaging with the deeper mysteries of the self and the universe, rather than just going through the motions. Without sincerity, the practice of internal alchemy, or Nidan, which we'll get to later, will be ineffective. This idea is also reflected in the concept of so mentioned in the text. So is a term that defies easy definition as it embodies the paradoxical nature of spiritual truth. Bear with us, for as difficult as so might seem to be at first, it is one of the most important truths of the text. In Taoist philosophy, so can be likened to the notion of thusness or suchness, often referred to as tathata in Buddhist teachings. It points to the way things are in their most natural and uncontrived state, beyond the dualistic distinctions of good and bad, right and wrong. So embodies the reality that just is, the ultimate truth that is ever present, yet beyond the grasp of the analytical mind. It is not something that can be fully grasped by the mind, yet it is the reality that one must align with to achieve spiritual awakening. It is about recognizing and embodying the fundamental nature of reality without trying to alter, resist, or intellectually dissect it. Ultimately, so represents the ineffable essence of reality, the truth that is always present, yet can only be experienced directly, not intellectually comprehended. It is the goal of the spiritual journey, the suchness that one must return to for true enlightenment. Mastering these concepts puts us one step nearer the quintessential truth of the text, the Secret of Nidan and the Golden Elixir. But before we get there, there's still one more concept to learn, the transmission of the way. Transmission of the way. The concept of transmission from heart to heart in Taoist and Zen traditions explains how spiritual communication, teaching and learning should function. Fundamentally, the way, the Tao, is not something hidden or obscure. It is ever present and accessible to all. However, the true understanding of the way cannot be fully captured through words or intellectual teachings alone. It is something that must be experienced directly, and this direct experience often occurs through what is known as heart-to-heart transmission. It's precisely thanks to this that the secret of the golden flower isn't as well known in the West as other spiritual texts. It's not that its secrets haven't been deliberately concealed, it's that this form of knowledge can only be grasped through an inner awakening. This awakening happens when the essence of the teaching is passed from the teacher's heart to the student's heart in a way that is beyond verbal explanation or logical reasoning. This transmission is so subtle and profound that it can happen unexpectedly in a moment of shared understanding, often without any formal instruction. The idea that the understanding can hardly be complete even when the transmission occurs orally, and even less so when it is conveyed through writing, emphasizes the limitations of conventional communication in conveying spiritual truths. Writing and spoken words can point towards the truth, but they can never fully encapsulate the experience of it. The great way of the Most High, therefore, relies on this invisible transmission, one that is felt and understood intuitively rather than intellectually. This form of transmission is marked by spontaneity and purity of heart. It cannot be scheduled or forced. It happens when the conditions are right, when both the teacher and the student are in a state of true openness and receptivity. When this happens, the spirits of the master and the disciple merge, and the understanding arises suddenly and clearly, often accompanied by deep emotional responses. These moments of transmission can be profound and transformative, sometimes evoking tears or shared smiles, as both parties recognize the depth of the connection and the truth that has been communicated. With that said, the time has finally come. We have reached the point where all that remains to learn is the truth of the internal alchemy. Ready to learn the most important teaching of the secret of the golden flower? Good, but get ready, for this knowledge has the potential of changing how you experience reality moving forward. The Secret of Nidan. So, the heart of this text revolves around Nidan, or internal alchemy, a practice that promises not just spiritual awakening, but the ability to transcend the limitations of ordinary existence. Unlike the alchemy of the West, which sought to transform base metals into gold, Nidan is concerned with the transformation of the self. It is a practice that goes beyond mere meditation or contemplation. It is a process of refining the mind and spirit, of turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. In the world of Nidan, the body is seen as a vessel, and the mind as the fire that fuels the transformation. The Taoists believed that by controlling the breath, focusing the mind and withdrawing the senses, one could begin to cultivate the internal energy known as qi. This energy, when properly harnessed, could lead to the creation of the golden flower, a state of spiritual enlightenment where the practitioner transcends the physical world and unites with the Tao, the ultimate reality. This energy is both vital and subtle, connecting the physical body to the spiritual realms. Nidan practices focus on cultivating and refining this qi, directing it inward rather than allowing it to dissipate outward into the external world. This inward focus is what differentiates Nidan from other forms of energy cultivation practices, such as Qigong, which often aim to strengthen the body and mind through the outward flow of energy. To be alive, truly alive, is to live in the tension between two opposing forces, the longing for what you desire and the reality of what you currently possess. This divide is an inherent part of the human experience, a constant reminder that we are always in pursuit of something beyond our grasp. Yet, it is in this very tension that the essence of life resides. At its core, Nidan is about harmonizing the opposing forces within us, the yin and yang, the active and the passive, the material and the spiritual. The Taoists believed that these forces, when properly balanced, could lead to the cultivation of the Golden Elixir, a metaphorical substance representing spiritual enlightenment and unity with the Tao, the ultimate source of all existence. The process of Nidan begins with the cultivation of Jing, or essence, which is considered the most material form of energy in the body. Jing is believed to be the foundation of life, stored in the lower abdomen and associated with physical vitality. Through specific practices, Jing is transformed into qi. This is not a literal transformation but a metaphorical one, representing the refinement of our physical energies into something more subtle and powerful. So, like Western alchemy, the secret of the golden flower is also concerned with the creation of a quintessential elixir that could change your life completely. The golden elixir, the ultimate goal of Nidan, is often described in alchemical terms, but it is important to understand that this elixir is not a physical substance. Rather, it is a state of being, achieved through the culmination of the internal alchemical process. The golden elixir is sometimes described as the realization of one's fundamental nature, or the immortal fetus, a concept that illustrates the internal development and refinement leading to spiritual enlightenment. It is considered the seed of the immortals, present in all individuals, representing the potential for everyone to achieve this elevated state of being. When the practitioner successfully refines Jing into Qi and Qi into Shen, and then unites Shen with the Tao, the Golden Elixir is said to be produced. This elixir grants spiritual immortality, freeing the practitioner from the cycle of birth and death. This is not merely about escaping reincarnation, it is about realizing a state of consciousness that is beyond the limitations of time and space. This is the essence of spiritual immortality, an existence in harmony with the Tao, where the practitioner becomes one with the flow of the universe, experiencing a deep sense of peace, unity, and eternal presence. The teachings of the Secret of the Golden Flower are not meant to be grasped all at once. Instead, they are to be slowly absorbed, like sunlight seeping through the cracks of a closed window, illuminating the darkness within. The journey may be long and challenging, but the rewards are beyond measure. For those who are willing to take the first step, the Secret of the Golden Flower offers a key to unlocking the mysteries of the universe and discovering the true nature of existence. As you embark on this journey, remember that the light you seek is already within you, waiting to be turned around and shine brightly, illuminating the path to enlightenment. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.